Hi. If you're like me, you've really been riding this roller coaster of emotions lately, seeing the devastation in the news from Hurricane Harvey on Texas and Louisiana. There's been devastation, there's been floods, there's been loss of life, there's been displaced animals and people. And there's also been shelters popping up everywhere. There have been people leaving their dry homes where they're safe because they weren't hit as hard and jumping out into the rain and the water to help those who are being hit really hard. There's people coming from everywhere to help everyone who's been hit, to let them know they're not alone, to get in their boats, to bring them to safety, to get their animals and bring them to a place where they can be reconnected with their owners. There's all kinds of people coming in and helping and using what they need to help. I heard a story the other day where 3 guys actually went in together and bought a boat to go to Houston to help people. So there's no limits when things like this hit, when tragedy hits like that. People just come out of everywhere to pool together and help. And what I want to share with you today is we don't have to wait for the hurricane to hit to show that kind of compassion and love every single day. We don't have to wait for disease to hit to show someone how much we care and we love them. We don't have to wait for a death in the family, a divorce, any kind of loss or tragedy for someone to lose their job or go through a breakup of any kind. We don't have to wait for that to happen to show love and compassion. It sure is wonderful when we zoom in and help when it hits. And I grew up in Texas, and I'm not saying that this only happens in Texas, but it is rampant in Texas to give and to meddle and get in somebody's business and help them where we can, because that's just what you do. And sometimes, like a couple of years ago, a friend of mine went through a very, very serious illness. And she is feisty, and she beat that, and she still needed some time to recover in bed to gain her strength. But we have a mutual friend who used to come over and open the door knocking. Didn't wait for anybody to answer and said, "Get up, girl, get out of that bed. We're going to change your sheets." And she would come over periodically and change my friend's sheets and wash her sheets. So she always had a very nice bed to rest in and to regain her strength. And that's just what you do. Sometimes this friend wouldn't even stay. She'd just change the sheets and say, "Okay, I got to go." And she'd go about her business. And there's all kinds of angels like that out here everywhere. And I grew up with it like that. So it's like that all the time. You don't have to wait for the hurricane to hit to show love and compassion. It's wonderful, and it's a good feeling. If you're feeling down about yourself and you need something, go give that to somebody else. If you're feeling all alone, go find someone and be their angel, be their person that looks at them and listens and sits there. And sometimes don't say anything at all. Just listen, just be with someone. And maybe it's a sunny, bright, beautiful day and you still feel like reaching out to someone. Go ahead. I grew up where, if you're going to bake a pie, you might as well bake 2. Somebody else might want one. Leave it on a doorstep. Go call somebody. Ask if you can do their grocery shopping for them. We don't have to wait for a hurricane or a disaster to hit our lives to show love and compassion. You can do it every day. And the more you give, the more you get. It just blooms everywhere. It just grows and it comes back. And that's how it spreads. So I'm thinking about you. I love you. And you hang in there, everybody. And if you're far away and you feel like you can't help, you're doing your part. Even sending good thoughts, you're doing your part. Don't worry. It's going to be okay. All right? I love you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Go, Terry, go.